The Harper contains foul language and adult material. If you are easily offended and thin-skinned, you should hit the stop button now. And if you are not a complete idiot, let's get this party started.
Hike up your motherfucking panties.
And pull them to the side.
This is the Harper.
Fuck you. No bullshit.
Welcome to the Harper, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
This is Jake. As always, with me, my sidekick, Adam.
Oh, you know it. Let's go.
Man, you couldn't even pull a second "that's right" out of that, right?
I'm just in a great mood.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what? Sometimes in life you have to be balanced.
Yeah,
I feel extremely balanced right now.
which means you may be a little off balance.
Maybe.
As always, with us, we got on the Jake Cam, we got DJ Jazzy Jake.
How are you guys?
That's my practice. Someday I might
DJ Jazzy Jake.
see. I figured that if I ever need the extra money, I could just DJ at weddings, right? So like I had to practice. I wouldn't use that.
I
song.
would
I'm just
totally
saying.
get them all jumping.
For the voice though, you got to be over the top. Have a little bravado with it.
Is that bravado?
Yeah.
Or is
So,
that just Mr. Smooth?
I don't know. I don't know that guy.
I don't either.
I'm a little bristly myself.
I don't know.
Hey, you know what time it's getting to be? We're into March, which we love March. It's that time of year when we can start to put winter behind us. We can start moving on, and we're gonna get into our favorite time of year.
Because it's huge.
It's gonna be huge.
It's fucking huge.
It's gonna
Let me
be
tell you.
huge.
We
But
got 6 months of amazing, go ahead,
weather.
baseball.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Maybe 7 if you consider the playoffs.
right. We're gonna get way into baseball on this episode, but what we're gonna start off with some sports contracts
That
are
huge.
for all the wrong reasons, and they kind of interact together to where baseball will be the second half, just focusing on baseball a little bit, but there's so many terrible contracts. I wish that I could get one of these terrible contracts that I could sign
It'd be great.
to be one of these guys. It would just be the most incredible thing in my entire life. So there are, in the sports landscape, I'm actually going to give you a little story to start off with contracts.
Let's do this.
So everybody's heard about back in the day that professional teams had players that would have to be a professional player on the weekends, but then they also had a regular full-time job.
Right, because
Right.
they didn't pay him shit.
Correct. Papa Bear Hallis of the Chicago Bears. I know you're laughing because I'm a
You've
Bear
told this
fan.
story before.
I will, but I don't care. I'm going to fucking tell it again.
All right, tell it again.
We got some new people that maybe haven't heard this yet,
That's true.
and they want to pull this out.
I
with
know
their
we got at
friends
least 15
BW3s.
new people.
Right.
They may not have heard this story.
And welcome all of you.
Welcome.
Yes.
Give me a hug.
Anyway, Papa Bear basically said, "Look, I don't want you tired from working. I don't want you to hurt yourself mowing your lawn. I don't want to have you go to the grocery store. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna give you a contract that is gonna afford you A, to not work a full-time job, and B, to not have to do the tedious things in life. As a result, Papa Bear Hallis wins championship after championship after championship. Thus, the modern sports contract has come to be.
Sure.
Man, I stuttered right through that like a mofo too. That
okay.
was so good.
It's all right.
But throughout the
Keep it
lifetime
rolling.
of sports, we have seen that we have gone from basically trying to create a means where players don't have to work to absurd contracts. And some of them have gotten to the point that they are worth the notoriety because they're just such a fucking mess.
They are. The first huge contract that I can remember that was like, holy fuck, was Alex Rodriguez when he signed with Texas, right? Was it Texas?
I believe it was Texas.
Okay.
Was that 312 million over 12 years? How am I on the numbers?
I have it. Alex Rodriguez, 10 years, 275
No,
million.
that was his 2008 one
Yankees.
with the Yankees.
Yeah.
10 years, 252 million. The Texans.
Yeah.
10 years, 250 suit. So what's the total value of his two contracts?
It was ridiculous. But I think he only
550 million, 20 years.
Holy shit!
If you put them together. So
Is that real? That's U.S. dollars. All right.
I heard though. I think those overlapped at some point. Like one was ending, and he fired another.
So they
one up.
renegotiated
So
the contract.
I think it was ended up being like 400 and something but
over like
still.
17 or 18 years.
Yeah, it was like 445 million.
That's still some shit right there. I'll
It was
tell you that.
redonkulous.
Right.
I mean, kudos to you, Alex Rodriguez, for pulling the strings. Funny story is though, Scott Boras was his agent,
Sure was.
and Scott Boras is ended up netting him the $400 and some odd million, and then after 2010 he fucking fired him, or at some point he fired him.
Boris made his cheese, man.
Oh, I'm not
He was
sad for
good.
Boras. I just think it's funny.
So, quick question: even with this terrible contract to start off with, because he was hurt throughout different portions of the contract. The 9 years that he spent with the Yankees, I believe he won only one championship.
One
Championship in 9 years.
as a Cleveland fan, we'd take that, but still.
That really ain't worth $300 million. Where I'm from, I don't care
Well-
what the value of one championship is in New York.
And I don't know what nickname you want to give him, but I mean, he was the choke artist in the playoffs for forever until maybe the 2009 season when they finally won
I
one
was gonna say, I think he had a pretty good World Series
that year.
and American League Championship Series.
Yeah.
when he won it.
He finally did it, but
So the question is going to be this:
but for those 17 years prior,
so we're going to get into a whole bunch of people that got paid money they shouldn't have.
well, I don't know
Because
if it's
somebody-
necessarily they shouldn't have. We also need to kind of come to a common ground or an uncommon ground of how much do we need these guys to make?
Hold on. What I'm trying to say is this: I think that when we get to certain people and certain things, there's not a contract we could throw out there for Michael Jordan that you and I are going to be like, that was stupid.
Right.
He won 6 championships,
Or LeBron for that matter.
or Kobe.
Right.
Like there's a list, at least in the NBA, and John Elway. But was there a contract you could give John Elway that he wasn't worth?
He could have worked on his teeth a little bit, but
Well, he did later in life. I'm just saying. So what I'm trying to say is most of these contracts are probably going to be based on either the team that gave the contract being stupid or the player ultimately not being worth the contract that they were given. So this is where the A-Rod
right.
is different, though. Let me look, because I have a question and I want you to expand on this. So for all the people that we're going to throw on this list, I would say, from my vantage point, Alex Rodriguez, by the numbers, Seattle, Texas, the Yankees, is Hall of Fame worthy.
yes.
Do you put Alex Rodriguez in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame, Professional Baseball Hall of Fame?
Well, I think he was busted for PEDs at some point, so no.
So that's an automatic disclaimer.
I guess it's however you look at it. I mean, some of these guys have so much raw talent. I don't believe they ever should even. Why would they even go into the realm of wanting to use performing enhancement when they don't even, in my opinion, need it?
Sure.
The fact that he was busted for it, yeah, it's a little bit of an asterisk, whatever. But if you want to go back to the contract side of it, I think the guy's definitely worth the money. I mean, you got to play the marathon of the game to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
If he ends up then sucking ass in the playoffs like he did most of his career,
Yeah.
you still have fucking 8 other guys that may be able to carry you.
Sure.
So yes, getting you to that point, he's worth the money.
Okay. So you don't think this was a bad contract? You don't think that Alex Rodriguez throughout all
not-
of those years and that money was a bad contract?
Not the Texas one. The Yankees one, maybe. They probably didn't have to pay him that much.
I think that was because it was the Yankees, though,
Probably.
compared to the rest of their team versus what the percentage of his contract meant to Texas.
So
Jake, what do you think? Was he worth it? Was A-Rod worth the money?
I like Jeter better.
yeah.
The captain.
And Jeter didn't make as much as A-Rod.
I don't know. Jeter made some pretty good cheddar, though, over the years.
But here's the funny
and
thing.
didn't have numbers that were even in the stratosphere of comparison.
Jeter's 20 on largest contracts.
He's got the 20th largest contract in the history of baseball, which is the last
No, in the history of sports.
in the history of sports. Jeter has number 20. No way. Jeter's a top 20 all-time athlete.
I don't know about all-time athlete, but all-time clutch? Probably.
What do you mean clutch?
The dude was fucking clutch. I fucking hate Jeter. Fuck you, Jeter. But the guy is a fucking baseball player. That's the guy that I want with 2 outs and 2 on, down by 1.
Really?
Yes.
That's the guy you want at the dish.
Well, I mean, if I had to choose out of 5 guys, he'd be one of my 5.
Really?
Manny Ramirez, another one. I'd want at the dish. but I wouldn't pick A-Rod.
I don't know, man. I take Barry Lamar Bonds, but that's just me.
I know you would.
I'm sorry.
Um,
So what are some other shitty contracts or things that have been crazy about contracts
I'm
in
gonna
sports?
read off some top maybe 5 biggest. Do you know who's making the fucking most money right now out of any sport? I'm saying from soccer to boxing. Do you know
Now, this is just based on salary, not including endorsements?
per year how much they're making? This is a per year.
Right. Period. In sports.
This fella is making $73 million per year.
Tiger Woods.
No,
I mean, he
it's
owned that
right
list for
now.
years. He's, is it a soccer player?
Canelo Alvarez.
He's a boxer. That doesn't fucking count.
Still, he signed a 5-year contract, and he's making $73 million per year.
Yeah.
365 million.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I guess if you want to say that counts down for boxing, because they didn't used to be structured like that for boxing.
I know. It used to be per fight.
Yeah. But in fairness, is there a bigger name in boxing than Canelo Alvarez right now?
I don't know.
I'm pleasantly surprised that we even have this on the fucking list, to be honest, because I didn't think we were going to get into boxing
No,
tonight.
we weren't going to get into boxing. I can't even say it. But the fact that he was at the top of the list, I'm like, I got to bring it up.
Yeah.
So then we get into our Bryce Harpers.
Did you see who they're talking about him fighting?
Who?
Alvarez. Have you seen this yet? He's in talks with Mayweather.
Yeah, that's stupid.
What?
How old is Mayweather? 43?
43 and undefeated against everybody ever because you can't hit
Is he
him.
really 43?
42. I mean, like, we're not far off. 41, 42, somewhere around in there. And they're talking about him coming out. It would be the first $1 billion fight.
That's so dumb.
No shit.
So dumb.
Well, I'm just saying. If you're 42 and you're better than everybody else, that's smart money,
I'd stream it illegally.
right?
All right, so then we got currently. Oh, do you know who's second on the list?
So behind Canelo
This
Alvarez.
is one of the 3 big sports. So
So
it's not
by
Bryce
that,
Harper.
like, let's be definitive. The 3 big sports in North America are football, basketball, and baseball.
That's right.
So I would have to believe that it's got to be a baseball contract
No, it's actually a basketball contract.
for
50
per year.
$51 million per year.
Per year in the NBA?
Yes,
Who?
Russell Westbrook.
I didn't even know you were allowed to give that much money in the NBA. 51 million.
It's fucking crazy. Guess who's next? Well, maybe not next, but down the pike just a little bit.
Down the pike.
Curry at 40.
Man, tell me you don't want to just punch that bitch in the face every time he chews on that fucking mouthpiece. I can't
you,
wait
you
for that
piece of
team to
shit.
fall apart.
They're
Yeah.
falling apart.
Dude, they're going to fucking win it again this year. But we're getting to the point where they're about
hey.
to start losing players. They're about to have the fucking tractors.
Well, they're already Durant, the fucking golden boy, is fucking freaking out. He doesn't like what's going on with the team, calling out the coach.
They're still winning.
They're getting beat by stupid shit.
I'm just saying.
I did hear though that LeBron James and company may not even make the playoffs. I fucking called this shit from the beginning. I hope it's on podcast.
Boom. Way to go, you.
Anyways,
Should have stayed in Cleveland, motherfucker.
yeah, you might have won the fucking East Championship again, bitch.
Right? You ain't going to win a motherfucking Oscar out there, are you?
Well, you might.
No, he ain't.
Oscar, you said.
Yeah, he ain't ever winning no Oscar.
Space Jam 2?
Yeah, maybe.
Space Jam.
What was the one he was in with fucking
I don't know, but it was
stupid ass? What the fuck was her name?
All I know is I said that he's not going to
Amy
win.
Schumer. Fuck
Yeah,
her.
He's not going to win with that team. He's not going to. He may not even make the playoffs. And I know I've heard it from a few people. Oh, they're pretty good, and they were good to start the season,
No, they suck.
but they tanked quickly.
Never
If he was in Cleveland, they would still be going to the finals.
Kudos that he did just the other night surpass Michael Jordan
Yeah, he did.
for 4th.
Yeah. And by the way, fuck you, Kyrie Irving. Now I see the error of my ways. I would love to play with the king one more time. You're a piece of shit.
If he goes to LA, I'm gonna fucking throw rocks.
I'm not, because he's only going to play 41 games. Fuck that guy. That guy's a joke.
All right, so
Other shitty contracts.
so moving down the list. So let's talk about these 2 newest big time fucking contracts.
Okay.
We
In
got
baseball.
Bryce Harper
Appa.
and Manny Machado.
I can justify any contract they gave Bryce Harper
There's
just
one,
because of his name.
But
there's one in
13 years?
between there.
Is there one in there? What do we got?
Stanton.
Oh well, no, I got Stanton down the list.
No, we're not there. We're talking about the newest ones.
Yeah, newest ones. So
This is Jake. He's new. It's okay.
yeah, it's okay.
I'm new too.
So we got Bryce Harper and we got Manny Machado. Manny Machado's making $30 million a year.
Yeah.
Still redonkulous. You should not need to make that much to play fucking baseball.
Nope.
I do believe they should make millions, but not 30 fucking millions.
It's crazy money.
Bryce Harper's making $25 million, a little over $25 million per year for 13 years, which no team should give a 13-year contract. Because how old is he going to be when he's maxed out on that? His last year of that contract.
Is he 25 now?
Let's just say he's 25.
I think he is 25, so that makes him 38.
Good fucking God. He's probably going to, if he stays healthy, he'll probably be a decent ball player at 38, but he will not be worth $25 million.
But at 25 million, when you say that Machado's making 30, you're going to have a situation where Harper probably outplays the value of his contract for the beginning of the years to where it probably catches up in the end. I'm saying the dude's the dude is a raker. He fucking rakes at the plate,
Hey,
man.
I would love to have him on the Indians, Let's go C-Town, but I don't know. I would have to bet if you put their numbers side by side for the next 5 years, I bet you Machado outplays him.
That's going to be my first pick, so.
Who? Machado?
Dude, I love him.
All right.
I love Manny Machado.
All right. So there's those guys. Now, I do have a problem with the Harper contract because most upper echelon players right now are getting $30 million per year.
Okay.
Hey, kudos for you if you want to drop your drawers a little bit and take 25 because you're going to be 38 making.
I was going to say, are the guys making 30 now going to be making
but
30 when they're 38?
Machado got 10 years.
Yeah, but Machado's like literally the identical same age.
Well, so it's 3 extra years.
The money's going to be close.
Yeah.
Machado might be out of baseball by the time he's 35.
Could be.
You never know.
I'm just saying, when I look at somebody like Carlos Santana that just got paid $30 million for 3 years.
Is that the Phillies?
He went to the Phillies. Now he's back in Cleveland.
Right.
So I can't.
Is he the highest paid player on Cleveland's roster?
Oh, by far, because they traded. They got rid of Edwin, which tier.
That was 20 mil right there. Right.
No,
there.
Edwin was 30.
Edwin was.
Oh, he was 30.
Largest contract in India, in Cleveland sports history.
In Cleveland sports history.
Well, that they actually signed him to a contract. So they took the Phillies contract from. Well, that's probably why they got to sign what's his face. We just helped them out. We brought Santana back for 2 years at $30 million a year.
So they have the money to pay Harper.
He's making more than fucking Bryce Harper. I'm sorry. I'm going to root for Carlos Santana like every Cleveland fan will this year, but Carlos Santana should not be making anywhere remotely close to Bryce Harper.
I'm going to say for his on-the-field play, no. I firmly believe that this team is better with having Carlos Santana on it. I feel like locker room wise, like he's a winner. Like he fits into the winning culture. He's going to be a leader in the locker room to where I think he's going to be there. Is that a bad contract?
Here.
That is a fucking terrible contract.
Yes.
Here's to you, Jake.
Hey.
WBC on the can, baby. What's up?
Woo. So
you still drinking the Red Hook?
I'm drinking the River Styx Monster.
The River Styx Monster.
Drinking the River Styx Monster.
That's a local legend we'll get into in another show.
So in that realm, Philadelphia has given both these players these contracts.
Yeah.
Are they just shitty contracts? Are they just grappling? I mean, obviously you signed Bryce Harper. That can't be that shitty.
Yeah.
But
they gave Nola a big ass contract though too, right? So like they have a number 1 ace starting pitcher now. You have your ass kicking number 4 hitter. I mean, this team is trying to build a foundation.
You think he's a number 4? I think I'd like him at number 3.
Harper?
Yes.
Nah, Harper's a 4. Dude, that's your rake, man.
Do you know anything about baseball? Your best hitter is your third hitter.
But he's not your best contact hitter. He's your best power hitter.
Okay.
That dude is a rake. He's not going to hit 300. Has he ever hit 300 in a season?
I don't know, Jake. Look that up.
Look at Bryce Harper's career seasons and tell me if he's ever hit 300. I think he's like a 270, 275 type guy.
Well, no wonder he's making 25 fucking million. Fuck you, Harper.
Buddy Charlie fucking hustles that shit though too.
Yeah.
And what they did is they set the table for Mike Trout. next year. Mike Trout, they're going to back up the fucking Brinks truck, and Mike Trout is going to write a check for whatever he wants a season because he does everything that both of
No.
those guys do and
No,
better.
you're wrong.
You think I'm wrong?
Mike Trout is paid through 2020. His contract
Next year.
Okay. No, he's got to play all of 2020.
Okay, so he's got 2 years ago.
And he's making $24 million per year right now, which that's good for a young guy.
Arbitration.
Yeah. So you think the Phillies are going to back it up?
I would say that they're one of the teams. The Phillies have proven management that they're going to pay that money. The Dodgers, the Yankees, the Giants. There's a
Okay.
handful of teams that somebody's going to
Well-
back that truck up for him, bro.
I don't know. If I was Mike Trout, I would be pissed.
Why?
Because the floor, the ceiling for contracts is $30 million right now. I mean,
no.
I guess
Mike Trout
okay,
is the ceiling for players right now. You have to look at it the other way, man. If you're sitting there and you have those 3 players on the docket and you can sign any of those 3 players to the exact same contract, which one of those 3 are you taking?
Well, no, I don't disagree with
You're
you. At
taking
all.
Mike Trout all day long. So Mike Trout resets the market next year.
Well, 2 years.
Harper and Machado were the best things that are available right now.
Those guys are pretty fucking good.
Are they 2 of the top 5 players in baseball?
They didn't get signed till spring trading was almost over.
It was a big game of chicken between the owners. Who was going to pay them what and what it was going to take to bring them in. I'm just saying, would you say that they're 2 of the top 5 players in baseball?
I don't know.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm kicking my local franchise in the ass for not signing that guy for $25 million.
I know they're both top 25ers, but I don't know if they both belong in the top 5 to
Talking-
where.
What was your question, Jake, on batting average?
Yeah.
Bryce Harper, by season, has he ever top 300 for a season?
Yeah, 2018, 249.
He hit
What?
250 last year, 249.
2017, 319.
So the year before, he had an amazing season.
I think
Then 243, and then 330, and then 270s.
geez, he's
Those
a
rookie
fucking roller
numbers.
coaster.
I guess he's fucking due, huh?
So he had 2 good years of over 300, and then pretty
So
much
he's
averaging about
capable.
250.
What is happening the in between years?
Injuries.
Well, also
I mean, it's got to be injury
he was
related,
also not in good standing with the. I don't know if it was the coaches or the management or
right?
whatever.
With the Nationals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that he wanted out.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Well,
All
all
right.
right with them. I'm good with Machado's contract. That dude can play short or third. If you got a guy that can play short, rake 40 home runs, hit 300, win a Gold Glove, that guy's worth every penny. I would have paid him the money before I paid Harper the money.
Machado, yeah, for sure.
Machado all day long.
Uh,
Damn it, Cleveland! You should have got Machado. Would have been the greatest infield in the history of baseball.
One of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, Aaron Rodgers,
Tard, Raj Tard,
Favre.
making $33.5 million a year.
Cheese Gash. What?
And here's the joke of it all: Jimmy Garoppolo making $27.5 million.
Ladies and gentlemen, please mark down that in March of 2019 that you watched the Harper and that we had this discussion. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be worth every motherfucking penny
What
of
happened
that
to him?
contract. He tore his ACL last year.
Aw.
They were kicking ass
Is he
and
worth
taking
it with a
names.
torn ACL?
Dude, trust me, the Rams, Seattle, those teams, they don't want anything to do with Jimmy Garoppolo and that 49ers team. That is not what they're looking forward to, is having Jimmy Garoppolo
We'll
come
see.
back.
We'll see.
Would you rather have Garoppolo or Matt Ryan?
Jimmy Garoppolo right now. Right now,
Baker Mayfield.
nobody's going to argue that, baby. I'm a Bears fan, and I'd take Baker Mayfield.
All right. So I've got some here, the next ones on my list here.
Let's get to the crazy contracts. Give me some crazy shit that's out there.
Okay, this is we're out of the crazies. It's now into, are these fuckers worth it?
We ain't even
Now-
into the crazies.
Now I know that you're going to say that Beckham, Odell Beckham Jr. Is worth a lot of money. Most people would say that.
I don't think he's worth that much.
I don't think he is either.
I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan
I'll
either.
be real honest.
$18 million he's making per year, and I bet he's worth about 10 in my book.
Yeah.
So overpaid motherfucker, thinks he's above the game.
Hey, he's got Saquon Barkley. He's about to have Dwayne Haskins. So maybe they'll make something happen there. They're not going to have a defense to go with it.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kirk.
Thank you so much, Minnesota, for doing this.
Kirk Cousins, thank you for sucking again. $28 million per year. He's worth about 15.
Mediocre dog shit quarterback that brings his team down. Keep wasting that money in the NFL. We'll get to that. That's actually part of a topic that I have that goes with this.
Here we go. Mike Stanton or Giancarlo.
Dude, Giancarlo's worth every nick.
Yeah, but listen to this fucking thing. He's getting $25 million per year.
Bryce Harper money.
Right. And he's getting paid through 2027. Woohoo!
It's only 8 years.
8 more years.
So it's less than the Harper contract. They're probably the same age. I mean, he's Dominican, right? So it's probably he's 34 already.
Yeah.
So
Then we got some funny ones here.
can we get into the elephant in the room? I feel like we're avoiding the elephant in the room as far as fucked up contracts.
Go ahead.
Bobby Bonilla.
No, not yet.
Yes, that's the
Not
elephant
yet.
in the room.
But we're almost there.
July fucking 1st.
Yes.
Damn
No,
it.
July 4th.
It's July 1st.
Oh, I thought it said July 4th on mine.
We celebrate our July 4th every year with Bobby.
Bobby.
So close.
The B brothers.
Love you, Barry.
All right, we'll get into that. Bobby Bonilla
Yes.
makes 1.9 or 1.1
1.193.
million per year every year until 2035.
2035. Do you know the ins and outs of what happened with this contract?
I don't.
So this is what makes it funny. This is America, only in America.
Only.
They got to a point in 2008 where they owed him $5.9 million was all they owed him left on his contract. And in Major League Baseball, your contracts are guaranteed, right?
Right.
So instead of paying his $5.9 million and let him ride off into the sunset, they did what's called deferred money. They pushed that shit off. Okay? So that was back in 2000. They didn't have to make the first payment until 2009.
But do you know who made this contract with him? It was a life insurance guy.
Yeah, the guy's a life insurance guy.
So this is perfect for life insurance.
Right. So he got interest on the money. It started from the day that they struck the deal. So he went that nice 8-year period without getting a check, and now every year until 2035 they have to pay Bobby Bonilla $1.91 million. It's the most ridiculous fucking thing you've ever seen in your life. I celebrate it every year. I mean, on Sports Center, they bring it up every year on July 1st that dude's getting that money.
I got another one for
It's
you.
ridiculous. There's a bunch of them that are like that, though.
Prince Fielder
Really?
is still getting paid through 2020 at $23 million per year.
Are you kidding? Is he even in the league?
No.
He's gone, right?
He had a 9-year contract at $23 million per year, paid through 2020.
That's crazy.
One of the greatest last names in baseball.
Yeah.
Fielder. And
Fielder.
the guy is making $23 million per year.
Wow. So I'm sure that you know this, but just to make sure that everybody's on the same page, Major League Baseball contracts, 100% guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed. NBA contracts, 100% guaranteed.
Are they really?
Yes, they are.
NBA?
NBA contracts, 100% guaranteed. NHL contracts, National Hockey League, 100% guaranteed. You know, the only one that's not 100%
Must be
guaranteed
the foosball.
is the only one that you can scramble your brain the most in is the NFL contracts. Are the only ones that aren't 100%
Here's a quick
guaranteed.
fun fact for you.
Okay,
What sport is the highest injury rate
cheerleading.
out of the big three?
Sport.
Oh, out of the three, baseball.
No.
Is it basketball?
Yep. Everybody would gravitate towards football, but no, it's actually basketball because they're flying around like freaking
Yeah, and
crazy-
offensive
crazy
linemen
mothers.
like Joe Thomas don't ever get hurt. That's why.
That's right.
You got people like that.
All right,
JT,
here's a couple that might sting a little bit. This
For
this
me?
one might sting, brother.
bring it on.
Notre Dame gave Charlie
was
Weiss close
so-
to $20 million to walk.
You know, I really feel like those that remember the Charlie Weiss days at Notre Dame. It started off sunny. It was blue skies.
Well, he would come from the NFL, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
from the Patriots. He was a coordinator, and then quickly it turned to nighttime and gray skies, and nobody was happy. So to me,
but $20 million to walk? Wow.
when you're an establishment like Notre Dame, getting him to walk away from it, I think that it was worth every single penny.
How many years did he coach? Does anybody know? Do we
I don't know, like 3, 4. It wasn't very
Was
fucking
he
many.
Kaiser? Was that Kaiser?
No, nope. Kaiser was under Kelly.
Man, I'm sorry to back you here.
Oh, that's okay. You're gonna get him with the Jay Cutler contract. You're gonna hit me with the Cutler, because dude, I know. Trust me, I know.
I'm gonna read this what I copied.
Is it
and
the Cutler
pasted.
contract?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay Cutler, widely considered one of the worst deals in NFL history, the Chicago Bears had high hopes for their former Golden Boy when he signed a contract extension worth $126.7 million for 7 years.
The day that happened, I was like, oh no. Like I was like, this is so stupid, because it was almost like one of those like things where you ever hear of like a friend of yours that like dates a girl for so long that you get down to where you have two choices. You either marry them or you break up with them because it's going one of the two routes. That's what that got down to. It was either give him a big extension and keep him and ride him as your franchise quarterback, or punt. And they should have punted earlier than they did. He went on to be he was under 500 after that. Retired from the NFL. Came back, was 6-10 with the Dolphins on the year that he came back. Thank you, Jay Cutler, though, for being one of the best Chicago Bear quarterbacks of all time. If you look at their record books, he's up there for everything because of all the yards and shit and Mike Martz's offense. He wasn't always a winner. In the end, only NFC Championship game he played in, he went out before halftime with a pulled vagina, so he didn't get to see the end of the game except from the bench.
Fun little story about Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear the Peyton Manning incident when they were on the cruise ship?
No.
So Jay Cutler, I'm sorry about my disease knowledge, but I don't know if
my mama said.
I don't know if he had was he diabetic or something like that where he had to take his blood?
Jay Cutler is diabetic. That is a true story.
So he would have to take his, prick his finger and test his blood. And Peyton Manning grabbed. This was back in the day when he thought it was a cell phone, like a flip phone.
Sure.
He grabbed what he thought was Jay Cutler's flip phone and threw it out into the ocean as like a gag because they're millionaires. They can go buy another flip phone. And Jay Cutler's like, dude, that was my blood tester. Funny, not funny. Yeah.
So the moral of that story is Peyton Manning's an asshole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never liked Manning. I always liked Brady.
What?
Get out of here.
So you hate
Get out!
So you hate the other Manning.
Eli's not. No. I liked Eli. But
You like the little brother?
Peyton. Man. I just hated Peyton.
Do you ever feel like New York is going to really love Eli the way they should?
No.
Eli's like almost like a hick. He doesn't fit in New York.
Eli led 2 drives in the last 3 minutes of the game, not once but twice, to beat Tom in the fucking Super Bowl. One after Randy Moss just scored a go-ahead touchdown.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, I don't feel like New York's ever going to love him the way they should.
They shouldn't. I mean, they're not.
If he had won those 2 championships in Cleveland, do you know how many Eli Manning fucking statues would be around town?
About 5.
Right.
Yeah.
I now would have my picture taken with every one.
Here's a couple funny ones.
I like funny.
Zach Greinke.
Oh, from the Diamondbacks?
Great pitcher. But he must have got in those contracts before they started doing the $30 million cut and block.
Yeah.
Because he's making $34 million.
Woo.
Nolan Ariando, is that how you pronounce it? The third
Arendo?
Arendo?
Yeah.
Arendo, there we go.
I think it's Arendo.
For the Rockies.
Yeah.
He must have got in as well. $32 million per year.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah. Good old Gilbert. That dude cashed in.
Yeah, he said even he admits signing one of the worst contracts in NBA history after inking a 6-year, $111 million contract.
I believe he missed like half of the regular season the year before he did that too, with knee problems.
Well, what they said was after he inked it, he had knee problems, and then he showed up in the locker room with a gun. And they were like, okay.
Yeah, that all happened.
Okay, what? So then he was out of basketball shortly after.
Gotta love those guaranteed contracts.
Here we go. Here's another one. Josh Hamilton from the Texas Rangers.
$25 million a year for 5 years. $125 was the contract, right?
Yeah, $125.
Yeah. Woo! Knew that one.
$125 to Anaheim. From Texas.
Yeah.
On a 5-year deal.
Yep.
He quickly found himself sidelined by both shoulder injuries and a recurring drug addiction. The dude was badass when he was focused.
He's the Josh Gordon of baseball.
Yes.
Were you gonna say that? Were you really?
Yeah, that was my thought. Yep.
Were you gonna say he was the Josh?
Yeah.
Are you shitting me right now?
No.
That's Team Jake telepathy right there, ladies and gentlemen.
And one of my final ones, Jamarcus Russell.
It's widely considered one of the number 1 all-time worst.
Biggest draft busts ever. After 3 disappointing seasons and getting away with a cool $32 million in guaranteed cash.
Yeah. Sad times.
It almost seems, if you look at his story, it almost seems like he was just in it to get that guaranteed cash, and whoop, I did it. I'm a millionaire.
Yep. You know one that you didn't quite that you didn't get.
Yeah.
What's that? That makes me sad. If anybody remembers the movie Moneyball. You ever seen Moneyball?
Yeah.
It's all about the Oakland Athletics,
Yes.
how they built that team, young stable of pitchers, Not-
20 games in a row.
Yeah, not spending much money, trying to win a championship. One of those pitchers was Barry Zito. For those of you that don't remember Barry Zito,
I do.
filthy lefty with a curveball that was just absolutely nasty. A little bit of shoulder and elbow problem. Later, the San Francisco Giants signed him to a 7-year, $126 million contract.
Holy shit.
His ERA is over 5. His winning is under 500. At $18 million a year, it's one of the worst contracts in the history of pro sports.
Good grief. You hit all 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, dude, all my teams, they make terrible
Hey,
fucking decisions.
As much as
At least my team spends money, though.
right. I was going to say, as much as those bad decisions may be,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to come out and say it. The Browns' number 1 draft picks in the last 20 years, most of them have been.
Yeah. And one of my favorite ones, because he's thrown the greatest block in the history of baseball, is Mo Vaughn. People forget Mo Vaughn played for the Red Sox.
What block?
During the charge to the mound, you can look it up. Mo Vaughn, somebody was charging the mound, and they were like just about to his pitcher, and Mo Vaughn comes out of left field like Terry Tate off his linebacker and just cleans this dude out, like right in the middle of it.
Was it better than Albert Bell cleaning out Jose Vina?
I would tell you this: it's on the same level. It's very, very close. If you want to get online, look up Mo Vaughn during brawl. I don't know what you actually want to look it up as. It's got a guaranteed it's on YouTube. It's ass kicking. But he actually at one point had signed a 6-year, $80 million contract, which like he'd already had a bunch of back problems and stuff. He didn't break 229. Was the highest batting average he had in the next 6 years over the life of that contract. Absolute turd town.
Dog shit.
So a couple other things that I do want to touch on real quick on this topic while we're talking about contracts. You mentioned, and I'm sorry, we've talked about it before, but I'm just bringing it up again. Big contracts, Major League Baseball, you can pay what's called the luxury tax. If you're over the quote-unquote salary tax, a certain percentage of every dollar you spend over that goes back to the league. They share that amongst the teams that don't spend a lot of money.
Yes.
It's called revenue sharing, right? So the Yankees can sign as many guys as they want to. They just have a huge luxury tax to pay, right? NBA, same thing. The Cleveland Cavaliers, the Golden State Warriors, well, the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James, the Golden State Warriors now, they're way over the salary cap, but they pay a luxury tax to be able to keep all these guys. Once their contracts are expired, they can sign them again, or if the guys leave, then they have to get themselves back under the cap with somebody.
Right.
In the NFL, you have to stay under the salary cap. If you go over the salary cap, even in the course of a season, you get fined by the league. They will fine you money, and they take away draft picks.
That's the way it should fucking be for all sports.
I don't disagree because it makes an even playing field with those 32 teams. So that's why when you get the Aaron Rodgers and the Cousins of the world, as long as you're going to play in the Chicago Bears conference, and especially in our division, keep paying one guy that much money. I'm not going to bitch at all. Neither one of those teams are going to be competitive while you're paying one quarterback that much money. The teams that succeed right now either have Tom Brady on a lower incentive contract
right.
because he wants to win,
right.
or quarterbacks that are on their first contract that are winning when they're young.
Yeah.
That's what's happening in the NFL right now.
So I don't want to go too much into this because I want to save some of this for the Big Brett Jackson show.
But we can, but I'm just saying, like, this is part of the contract. So
right,
this is bad contracts.
But where, I just wanted this to be a 3-minute thing. Where do you think Brown is going?
Antonio Brown?
Yes.
Well, it's got to be a team that's got some calories, that's got some salary cap space, and a decent first-round pick to go for him. I think it's going to be a team like the Buccaneers.
They said they wanted to trade him to the
NFC.
NFC, yeah.
Yeah.
I know San Francisco has been rumored.
Yeah, San Francisco and the Bucs are two
Garoppolo.
big teams that are in. And by time this hits the air, we're probably going to know
You think?
exactly what it was. Yeah, they're saying that by the end of the week, right? Like by
Friday.
Yeah.
By Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Steelers said that they would deal him by Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, well, then this is going to be a little bit of an afterthought then.
Right. Let's see how we did, though.
What's
Yeah.
your guess?
I think the Browns drop some draft picks.
You think that the Steelers
No.
trade into
They
Cleveland?
would never, but I'm dreaming.
No, it's
here.
actually funny. I actually read that they were a team that had offered a very attractive package for him.
Well, they have a very attractive.
But that's the holdup with Pittsburgh to not take the Cleveland trade is the fact. I mean, you can look it up. The fact that they're in the division
The
and
fact
they
that
don't want to trade him in the
he
division.
would light them up.
I mean, you talk about dude. You put him and Baker together.
Ugh.
They said the Giants laughed though at the package Cleveland put together for Beckham.
Yeah, but this is different.
It was
It's
like
your
Would
rivals.
you rather be the Giants right now or the Browns?
It's your rivals'
Browns.
fucking wide out
or
that
be the
you could
Browns
just.
than anyone.
Love it. That's the Jake Cam coming at you, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Mike,
All about them.
question for you: who did Batista punch? Do you remember that fight?
Yeah, it
on
was,
Saturday?
No, Batista
no.
got
Oh,
punched.
Batista got.
It was
That was Ruged Odor.
Odor.
Love that guy. Second
We
baseman
actually
for
brought that up
Texas.
one year about the most guys that you wanted to get punched in
Yeah.
the face.
Dude, seeing Joey Bats get punched in the face.
Dude, that was like
Which MLB star do you guys would you want to see get punched in the face?
right now.
Ooh, right now. MLB star punch in the face. You're going to disagree with me, but I don't give a fuck. Clayton Kershaw. I would love to see somebody take a roundhouse to that big fucking Texan
You just
face.
don't like him because he kicks your guys' ass.
Yeah. You want to talk about underachieving in the fucking playoffs? Welcome to Clayton fucking Kershaw.
Hey, as long as he gets the Lou Browners, which is my fantasy team, which he won't be on next year, but to the playoffs, I'm good.
Hey, do what you got to do.
I always hated Verlander, but it was because he always won.
You can
He
hate
was a winner.
Verlander.
He was a winner.
That's okay. Winner fell apart. Winner again. I do love a comeback story though.
Yeah, that
Who
guy's-
would you punch in the face, man? You didn't even say.
I got
Your division all sucks, so who are you gonna pick?
Yeah, I can't
Like you
even-
have the shittiest division in baseball. Just put the Indians in the fucking playoffs right now.
Yeah, of
it's so
course.
ridiculous.
Who would I fucking punch? Probably. Here, this will be a funny one for you.
Great.
Corey Kluber, get your shit straight in the playoffs, motherfucker.
You're gonna punch your own guy.
Just once.
I mean, if my brother's struggling, I'm gonna put my arm around him and be like, "Bro, come on,
About
pull it
Puig.
together."
You
I'm not
guys
gonna
like
punch him in the face.
You like Puig?
Yeah,
Yasail?
I don't know.
I don't know.
One more for you guys while I'm on it. Do you guys know Eddie Goodell? Anyone?
Eddie Goodell? Is
His-
that Roger Goodell's brother?
No, it's
It's his son, man.
It was a guy signed in 1951. He was 3'7" and wore 1/8 on his jersey.
Yeah, he was actually for the Cardinals.
Yep.
Yeah,
1/8.
shortest major league player of all time. He had one at bat and he was walked on 4 pitches.
All right, before we get into the next topic,
I got you, baby.
I want to bring up one last bust, one last overpaid contract. I don't know what the numbers were. Maybe DJ Jazzy J can look it up for us. Matt Lawton came to the Cleveland Indians, played really fucking good on the first year we had him,
Yep.
and then he got paid some pretty fucking decent. I'm thinking it was like $20 million a year,
Matt Lawton got good money.
and then he fucking sat and didn't play worth shit the rest of his fucking career. And hence then I will call out players and say things like, I hope he doesn't fucking turn into Matt Lawton. Cocksucker.
I mean, if we're going to start down that road, even like, hey, you know what? Those of you that aren't from Northeast Ohio, we apologize. This is what we know the best just because we're here, / the Giants, because that's my team. Dude, what about Grady fucking Sizemore? Grady got that one big contract from Cleveland and was hurt like 4
Okay.
fucking years in a row.
Okay, well
Matt Williams was great at the beginning, fell a fucking part at the end, was getting paid huge money.
Injuries-
Your Indians have paid out more huge money
Okay,
to
well-
dudes that fucking fell
well,
apart
hold
than
on,
anybody
hold
in the
truck.
history of baseball.
Grady Sizemore was a fucking phenom.
Until his mangina got pulled, and then he couldn't fucking play baseball anymore.
That is one of the saddest fucking stories. Grady fucking Sizemore.
Oh, is it sadder than Travis fucking Hafner and what you paid that guy?
That was the first big contract, Hafner.
Dude, Hafner was a huge contract
That was a huge buzz.
to hit 181 in DH.
And I hated that too because I loved watching Pronk up there, man.
Donk. No, it went from Pronk to Donk. Seriously.
Badonk.
How he didn't make any top 25 list of contracts we looked at is almost unbelievable because that dude was so fucking bad with that giant contract he had.
Well, as soon as he got paid, he fucking sat on it.
His elbow. Remember he had elbow problems.
Oh, fuck. No, it all happened. The fucking pitcher from fucking Texas broke his hand. Travis Fryman, listen to this. This is my brain's kicking
Travis
in here.
Fryman played third base for the
Okay.
Indians in
Yeah,
1995
sorry.
on the World Series team.
Travis
Woo!
Hafner, sorry. He had hit, I think, 6 Grand Slams in 5 months. Or 4 Grand Slams. I think the record is 6. Held by
Ken
the
Griffey
guy
Jr.
the guy we were just talking about from New York.
Barry Bonds.
No, the shitty player from New York.
A-Rod.
A-Rod.
He said the shitty player from New York.
Yeah, the guy that couldn't anyways.
Mr. J-Lo.
Yeah, Mr. J-Lo had 6. Travis Hafner had 4 or 5 through 5 months. He got hit in the hand by some fucking Texas pitcher. It broke his hand, and he was never the same since. And He had hit 42 home runs, I believe, up in 5 months. Didn't get to play the last month. The guy would have hit 50, and he was never the same since. But after that season, they still paid him,
Yeah.
and he
Never played to
after his fucking hand got broke. God, what was I can see that fucking guy's face too from Texas. Whoever it was,
I have no idea who you're talking about. Which one?
he was a reliever.
There was a whole
Look up
bunch.
who broke Travis Hafner's hand.
Who broke? Was it Rodriguez?
No, it was
He was there for a long
it was
time.
a white pitcher, TJ.
TJ. When I hear TJ, I think of TJ Dillashaw from the UFC.
No, there is a
so-
TJ something.
Nope, don't have
Help
it.
us out here, Jake.
He's trying.
I got it.
Come on.
C.J. Wilson.
CJ Wilson.
CJ Wilson.
That guy broke Travis Hafner's hand.
It might be karma because that dude got a huge contract from the Texans back
Maybe
in the day.
Maybe it was a New Orleans defense type.
I don't think
hitman
Hafner,
thing.
even with didn't break his hand. I don't think that was a bad move.
Can't pay that guy that money.
Man, they had Pronkville and everything.
You know what the greatest
Fucking
contract
love
of all
Travis.
time is whatever the Giants paid Barry Bonds, worth every penny.
Well, they had to pay him a lot because he was injecting steroids
Allegedly. Put him in the Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen.
with his
I-
big ass head.
I'm gonna keep bringing it up. Anytime we touch baseball
And
on the
I'm
show,
going to keep
I'm gonna keep bringing
knocking
it
him
up.
down.
Hey, guys like Roger Clemens were on the juice too. When you're swinging against the juice, plus he never failed a test, so it is what it is.
Well,
I'm just saying.
he had some good fucking piss exchange.
Like
One thing-
Vladimir, you ever seen the program where Vladimir's got the oil change?
God, Vladimir was a great fucking player.
Yeah, remember that? You ever seen the program?
Uh-uh.
Are you old enough to know what the program is?
What's that?
Holy shit! You got to see the program, Jake. It's about college football, and there's a badass linebacker. His name's Vladimir. You got to fucking see it. Him and then Omar Epps was the running back.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And
Mike Epps' brother.
I don't think that's Mike Epps' brother. I think you swung and missed right there. Anyway, it's a great college, one of the great football movies of all times. So not to get derailed.
What's it
too
called?
far. The Program. The Program, man. You got to look it up. Who's the dude that plays the coach in that movie? He's been
I
in
don't know.
all kinds of huge movies.
Huge
Huge
with
movies.
the contract.
He's the dad in Elf. Like that's the easiest way to connect with everybody in this
Oh.
generation.
Yeah. He had his own show.
James Cain.
James Caan. He said James Cain. There's two A's and an
Oh,
N.
you said the dad and elf. I was thinking about the little elf dad.
Are you talking about fucking Bob Newhart?
Yeah. I was like, he had his own show.
Yeah, the Newhart show.
Yeah.
Killing me, Smalls.
Well, hey, it was
Killing
his
me.
fucking dad, all right? It was his adopted dad.
Sorry, I meant his biological
His
father.
bio dad.
My bad.
All right, so you want to roll right into the fantasy part?
I do. So, those of you that are still with us, we love baseball. Baseball season is upon us, and it is time to start getting ready for your baseball drafts.
And let me just interrupt just 1 second, like I love to do. This Sunday, it's kind of special for Jake and I and our little teeny weeny fantasy baseball group. So I started this group back at our JOB. Got some guys that wanted to play.
The name of the league is the Field of Dreamers.
That's right. You like that? I liked it.
Me too.
Anyways, so the Field of Dreamers, we just got 8 guys, and through the years it has changed a little bit, but we have had a solid the same 8 guys for about 4 or 5 years now, and or maybe even a full
It's
7.
longer.
Yeah. So here's what we decided to do. We had our initial addition. I can't even talk. Our initial draft with 10 guys. 2 of those we played through Yahoo, so it was 2. It was 8 people I knew and 2 Yahoo people. It was really fucking fucked up. So
Fast forward to now.
yeah, we got through that year, and we decided, okay, we're gonna get rid of some of these guys. We just needed some people to start this league, and we're gonna strictly keep it to the corporation guys. So we went around, and I asked people like Jake, "Hey, you want
Boom.
to fill a spot?" He's like, "Absolutely." And so, nevertheless, it's been going on since 2006.
Yep.
Because not everybody was there that is there now, for the initial draft, at some point I decided we should probably do a redraft. So we ended up doing this thing where every 7 years we throw everybody back into the pot because on this league we keep 7 players. That many.
7 keepers.
Yeah.
So
It's quite a bit.
On a normal year, we actually start with what would be the 8th round of the draft.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So we keep 7. 8th round would be our first pick of the draft.
Yes.
So every 7 years, we throw everybody back into the pot. This happens to be 2019 redraft is our 7th year, and we're all pretty excited because, well, kind of excited, scared, because, like, for me, I always have a pretty good team, and I've had this core that I know is going to be fairly successful. So I'm kind of like on the scared side. I know I'll probably do fairly well in the draft, but
If this was the Hunger Games, this is our quarter quell.
just saying,
Everybody fucking restarts.
yeah, everybody restarts. It's a lot of fun, but you kind of got to be on your game. Jake and I, we've had some busy couple last weeks, and we both were like, "Holy fuck!"
But you know what? That's a great first talking point. Before we even get into all this, we're both big into fantasy sports.
Yeah,
I would think that over the last decade of us playing together, it would be completely fair to say that while I have one baseball championship that I can hang my hat on, you have been the preeminent baseball fantasy player in the league. Granted, we play by his rules, and nobody can veto his rules. We build our teams off of his rules, but there's also not a voting process to his rules. What I'm saying, I'm just giving you a hard time about
I don't
that.
care.
But basically what I'm saying is, in baseball, you have been the preeminent. I've probably been better than you in football.
A lot.
On that side of it, to where it's an interesting give or take, but we both put quite a little bit of a time and energy into this. It's a nice little hobby that doesn't cost any money,
right.
which makes our wives happy.
Yes. Well, for me, I just have more of a baseball mind. I can look at stats and players, and I can pick out a good. We have 21, 22 players on our team. I can pick out a good squad.
Yeah.
When I look at football, I just don't have the fucking clue as I do when it comes to baseball. So there is your winning for me, because I just don't have a clue.
Even with me knowing you guys, I feel like everything's kind of like a league. You know, you guys, hey, you guys want to come over and play poker? Next thing you know, I'm in a 6-man league playing for $5 a night.
Now you're in a podcast league.
We're ultra competitive people. I mean,
but
there's nothing wrong with it.
I did dual championship with Jake. There
Yeah,
in
we
the
did.
poker
That's
league.
right.
Team Jake championship.
But now I feel like, and then I joined the fantasy football league with you guys.
That's right.
Right.
You know, finished I think 4th.
Yeah.
You know, made the playoffs.
And everybody
everything.
made fun of you for the trades we made, and your team was fucking right there at the end.
Well, without the trades, I think I wouldn't have been there. But the trade did put Jake in the championship role. But
I didn't even use
What
those
was
guys.
it? Was it a three-peat?
Yeah,
Was it-
yeah. I mean, I don't. If we're gonna bring it up, fine. I don't care. I'm currently the champ in our 10-man
who's Pete?
football leagues.
I think it was the champ.
No.
'Cause the one was cheap.
You call it whatever you want to call it. All I know is I've won our football league 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Which anybody that spends time in football leagues, like, you're supposed to win 1 in 10, so you're supposed to win 3 championships every 30 years. I got 3 in a row, so I'm happy with whatever happens this year. We'll see how that whole thing goes.
And see, here's the thing. The baseball league took some time for other people to realize how you should play it. And it wasn't that I created it this way. It's just that as you look at it, you're like, okay, well, the guys that do the best or the most consistent at our fantasy baseball have a strong pitching staff.
Oh, who was the second person to adopt that mindset?
You,
So weird.
because you're a fart smeller. I mean, a smart feller.
I am a fart smeller.
So, but over time, everybody, it's been like we've been playing since 2006. So,
Sure.
it took a little bit of time for some of the guys, but now pretty much everybody's on board that, okay, you got to have a strong staff. And then after that,
Yeah.
Good
multiple,
luck.
multiple ways to build your staff, though.
well, and that is true. And we'll get into some of this with Brett Jackson when he's on here, but he kind of did it the other way. He went for the elite position players in fantasy baseball. And he had about a dominant 4-year span.
Yeah, he's been good. But Brett's I would say that between you, me, and Brett, like, you're definitely more baseball. I'm definitely more football. I feel like Brett's kind of been in the happy middle there.
Yeah.
Like, he's had some great football times, some great baseball times, to where Brett's a formidable sports opponent on anything.
You would
and
almost
Brett,
think that he would be top 4 in both.
in a game that we're going to play, hey, the three of us, look, I'm making sure we're on the same page here. I want you to take a couple players that you can think of that are in the NBA, Major League Baseball, or the NFL right now that are like semi-famous, like a guy like Duke Johnson. Write down a few names while Brett's here. I will guarantee you he hits a 90% clip on where they play college sports at. He is the most ridiculous.
I bet he's like almost aces.
He's good. Like anything like 1980 and forward, he is filthy at that kind of stuff. You're gonna love the diddly. But what we're here to do is to talk just a little bit about our fantasy baseball season that's coming up. We kind of gave you an overview of what our league looks like, and we're going to talk a little bit about not just trusting Yahoo and kind of making your own decisions for the way that you go, kind of based on some of the positions that they got people in right now.
Yeah. Before we get it right back into the baseball, I want to make a little side joke here.
Side joke.
Jake always drafts in football, and he drafts a specific way, and this is where I need to learn. Jake,
Shut up,
Jake-
dude. If you start giving my trade secrets,
No, this-
I've talked to you about the way that I do certain things. If you give this shit
this
away
is
to
not
the world.
trade secrets. This is obvious if anybody's fucking paying attention, which most people
Well, I'm the
must not
champ, so it can't be that fucking obvious.
Well, okay, the champ drafts like 19 fucking running backs, and then he trades them all for fucking elite fucking players, and then he's got an elite team. That's how he does it. So I'm gonna have to start
Picking
doing
those
that.
19 running backs,
But
there's some skill to that.
but the joke is
Hashtag Marlon Mack and Tariq Cohen.
Yahoo gives him the worst draft grade of all of our teams every year, and I laugh so
I
hard.
get a D every year. They laugh at me.
Hey now.
And they say stuff like, apparently, Jake's team doesn't like winning. But obviously he does win.
Well, you know the best part of that is the guy that has become my nemesis in the football league. I don't care. I'll throw his name out there because I'm sure he might give us a listen. Corey. My favorite part is that every year, you know what his draft grade is?
A.
He's an A every fucking year, and I've taken him out 3 years in a row. Twice in the championship and once in the playoffs. So I'm not even getting cheapies. I'm beating the guy that they think should win the whole thing.
Well, but unfortunately, Yahoo doesn't realize that you're trading half of those players. But anyways,
It's called managing a team.
I know, but I'm just saying.
If not, you'd be Barry Younging it up.
Barry.
That Barry Younging it, to those that don't know, Barry Young is a legendary. He was one of the early pioneers of fantasy baseball back in the 50s, where they used to keep score using box scores daily out of the newspaper. And he was one of those guys that was notorious for drafting a team and never picking up anybody, dropping anybody, or making a trade. So that's where Barry Younging it comes from.
When I think Barry Young, I think Storage Wars.
I don't.
That was
Is that a guy on Storage Wars?
Yeah.
His-
He's an older guy who just picks up storage units.
All right, well, this is a different Barry
It's
Young.
a different. I guess I'm a little bit
This
younger
Barry
than
Young.
you guys, but
One, I'm going to give you a little upkeep on Barry Young here. So Barry Young is a part of our league here. He's an old coworker.
He's still
and
alive?
He's still alive, and we weren't sure he was going to make it for this next draft, but apparently he's still kicking it.
Returning champ.
He's returning champ. He actually won the very first season. The first 2 seasons of this league was points only. Points. So you just throw as much points as you get into the pot. And he fucking won it. I think I finished like 4th. And then the next year we did the same thing. And after that, we're like, okay, this is stupid. We should probably just do a head-to-head fucking thing.
Sure.
So he hasn't had a sniff since the first year until this past year. He played yours truly in the in the championship, and I fucking biffed it like I did the year before against another guy.
Did you say biffed it?
I biffed it.
I've never heard. Is that like jaking it up?
It's kind of like jaking it up.
I've never heard of biffed before.
You ever heard of biff? Like, oh my god, dude, you biffed it on that last turn.
There's only when you say the word biff, there's only one thing that comes
feel
to my
like
mind.
We've been here before.
I mean, I don't know. Probably. I feel like my whole life replays itself
Biff.
sometimes.
to punch or hit, to discard, to throw out, to throw away.
Yeah, he biffed it.
/ a character from Back to the Future.
Yeah.
That's what I think when I hear biff.
Well, that's actually on Fortnite, Jake. When you're on the
Yeah, these guys
Shout
Fortnite.
out.
In case
Shout
you,
out.
when
I'm
you're
not
on
for
when
it
you're
now.
on the hoverboard and you land wrong because it's a hoverboard from Back to the Future, they say you biffed it.
oh, really?
Yeah.
And
Maybe
we're worried about getting in trouble for saying catchphrases.
I'm not afraid. This
Hey,
guy is. He's
peop-
afraid of
Hey,
everything.
people got to watch it to get in trouble, right?
That's right.
That's right. Are we ringing that bell yet?
Yeah. That's a new addition to the show. That's the 10-minute warning / when Jake destroys all of our
Audio equipment.
audio equipment that we've invested time and energy into. I just heard static, so I was
Sorry, I unplugged my headphones on that.
That's
yeah. I felt like I was unplugged for a
Where
second.
we
there.
at? Let's just ask. Where we at on the minute time?
Where are we at on time?
1 hour.
We are at 1 hour
Jesus
already.
H. Christ, Gump. It's like easy peasy.
If you guys are following along, if you're a girl and you're still following along, thank you so much for being along for the crazy
All right.
ride tonight in baseball land.
So apparently,
you got 1 minute. Go.
I printed these fucking names out from our fantasy baseball. We're going to go through and, I mean,
look, Yahoo gets it right sometimes. They throw some people out there that you don't know that they're going to be good. They get it wrong most of the fucking time.
So let's look at the top 10 here.
Great.
On the front page. So we got Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Nolan. Finish his last name for me.
It's Arenado.
I think it's Ariando.
It's not what your mom calls him.
Yeah. JD Martinez, Trey Turner, Jose Ramirez, Ronald. Holy fuck.
Acuna. I got that one for sure. It's Acuna.
Christian Yelich, and Jose Altuve. Out of those top 10, do they all belong there? I think I found 2 that do not.
Not even fucking close.
Trey Turner
How about most of them don't fucking belong there?
Well, quite a few of them do.
Your homeboy don't belong there. Jose Ramirez? Sorry, you're not top 10, Jose
Are
Ramirez.
you fucking kidding me? Yes,
you-
he is.
Really?
Yeah, he's on both sides.
You going to take him above Yelich?
Yes.
Welcome to my championship this year.
Yeah, you won't. You wish.
You got Altuve below him. That's dumb. Bryce Harper below him. Dumb. Giancarlo Stanton
What?
below him.
Bryce
Done.
Harper, 245?
Paul Goldschmidt, Francisco Lindor, Manny Machado, Charlie Blackmon. I mean, how long do you want me to fucking go on? Anthony Rizzo before I get to somebody that he's at. He had a 1/2 of an amazing season, and he's got a top 10 rank. Everybody that wants to lose your fantasy baseball league this year, take Jose Ramirez in the first round. Congratulations on finishing 7th or 8th in an 8-man league.
I could take him in the first round. I would finish first.
Dude, I'll challenge you right now. With whatever pick you have, take him in the first round. I bet you won't. I'll bet you that champagne of beers, you won't take him in the first round.
Of course I won't, because I take starting pitchers early.
Pussy.
It's not pussy. It's called fucking smart.
I'm saying put your money where your mouth is. The guy in a first round pick.
He's an 8th round pick.
From the guy that's going to keep 7 pitchers. I mean, that's what we're getting into.
Is an 8th round pick in this year or a normal year of your guys'?
Yeah, a normal year he'd be a first round of. Which
We're not even going to get into that whole how you have to draft for the future in this particular draft. It ain't even a normal fucking
Okay,
draft.
so big mouth talker. Who you taking first? Number 22?
Who am I taking first? Mike Trout. Dude, there's nobody but Mike Trout is the number 1 pick in this draft. The number 2 pick in this draft is Manny Machado. If I have any pick and Mike Trout is gone, I'm taking Manny Machado.
Good.
I'll start him at fucking shortstop
this
and
is-
destroy you all year long.
You won't destroy me at all because I beat you 13-2 every time I play you.
Well, I can't help it that you set what the fucking categories are after we draft every year.
Well, it's because you cheated for so many years.
That is one thing that we do need to touch on to finish this off here, because we can go player by player, and nobody's going to be interested in that. The funny
No,
part,
that's why I just kept it to the top 10.
but the funny part is the things that we do, to where I will look for. I'm a firm believer in life that if you see an advantage and you don't take it, it's a bitch move. If you see an angle, you take it. If you see that there's a
In
way to
other
get
words,
ahead,
Jake is trying to say if you can cheat, fucking do it.
no, not cheat.
Patriots fan?
I mean, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's all I'm saying.
Then why aren't you wearing a Patriots jersey?
Because I'm not a Patriots fan.
Because they cheat all the time.
Hey, all I know is that the Chicago Bears beat them 46-10 in the 80 fucking 6 Super Bowl. So you say what you want to.
Was Tom Brady on that team?
Huh? Tom Brady didn't want anything to do with that fucking team. All I'm saying is when it comes to this kind of stuff, there's certain guys that belong up there, certain guys that don't. Mike Trout is easily the number 1 pick. He should be the number 1 overall pick in every fantasy draft that's ever made.
You're saying
Yes.
that if you had the number 1 pick, you're taking Mike Trout.
It ain't even close. Yes, you're taking Mike Trout, and you're going to ride him into the sunset for the next 7 years as he's the best player. He is the best player in baseball, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, see, this is where this draft is different. No one gives a shit because it's our fucking league.
You got to plan for the future.
But you have to draft young people, the first 7 at least, because you're hoping to keep these 7 guys for 7 years.
Unless you want to win that championship the first year. And then do the strategic thing and look for the guys lower in the draft that might be younger, that are up and coming, that haven't been discovered yet. Right?
Real Muto.
Yeah, Riamuto, which that guy's going high in all the catchers for the drafts. You know, hey,
Yeah.
I'll be the first one to say it, and I don't care. You know, it's one of those things. I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit. I'm the only player in the history of our league to pick up 2 starting pitchers in different seasons that won the Cy Young. They weren't even drafted. Huge. Weren't even drafted and won the Cy Young. Thank you, Cliff Lee. Thank you, Zach Greinke, for the years that I drafted you, and
Yeah.
you won the Cy Young without being drafted in our league.
And he rubbed the Cliff Lee one in our face all year long.
None of the Tribe fans
You
took him.
fucking Indians fans didn't even pick Cliff Lee. But he offered
Five of the
everybody-
8 of us,
Offered everybody trades like every other day.
and nobody wanted him. I tried.
Yeah, because you wanted our best.
I actually think that might have been the year I won the championship, to be quite honest. I think that was my Cliff Lee championship year.
Yeah, and then what about the years that when the players could veto the trades? Dude, you never seen somebody get so fucking angry.
Oh, man. When you work a trade and the other people in the league veto it, it's just like, are you fucking peanut butter and jealous? Like, what's going
here's
on right
something
now?
he doesn't know. He offered me a trade one time, and it was, who was it for?
I don't know, but I know
CC
I actually know the story, but go ahead. Because I already know the story. It was, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It was the CC trade.
Yeah.
CC and Ellsbury.
No, there was another trade that you and I had made,
Yeah.
and then it got vetoed.
And you went and rallied the votes because you didn't want the fucking trade to happen.
I didn't rally anybody.
He's a liar.
But no, I didn't rally one person, but I did vote against it.
Voted against his own trade.
Yeah, because afterwards, this is classic Brett Jackson, which he'll be on here, where he will offer you a trade, and then he'll think about it and be like, no.
And he'll hit reject. Like he'll withdraw it.
You'll go into your mail, you'll be like, a trade was offered to you, and you'll go, there's no trade, then you'll see later, the trade was canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was guilty of that one time.
He's still mad.
It is what it is. Fuck it.
So there's no more vetoes in our league. If
Nope.
it goes through,
If it goes through, it goes through. No bitching, no complaining.
well, the commish can still stomp on it.
Whatever. The way that we look at it is this: we're a bunch of adults. If we all can look at each other and be like, "This is a bullshit play," then we all fucking come together and make sure that shit gets overturned.
It'll never happen, though. There's no more bullshit.
It would
plays.
take an act of God to make it happen.
I'm not overturning anything.
No, I do like that fantasy baseball was the beginning of the fantasy sports world. So it's kind of fun. Anybody that's ever kept score at a ball game, way to go, you. I still have a good time when I go to an Indians game. If you've never done it, I encourage you print out a sheet of 13 innings and sit there and keep score at a ball game, or have somebody like watch a little tutorial online. It's actually a super huge fun time to keep score at a ball game and see what actually happens there. That's how fantasy sports got started.
Yeah.
What was through that actual system.
Go to a home opener, which I'm gonna precede in my 10th in a row.
10th in a row.
Me and Mr. Steve.
Man, you and Scuba Steve.
That's right, baby.
Hey, shout out to our buddy, Mr. Steve Bliss. Congratulations, you Hulk Hogan looking motherfucker. You're retired. You're going to your 10th home opener in a row. Fucking jealous. We miss
Yeah,
you. Can't
and-
wait to see you at the fucking poker league next time we get together.
And when he and I talk about it, I can't even brag about it because he is also the guy, Mr. Steve. We call him Reno. That he is like on his 18th year in a row at the Browns home opener.
This guy is,
He's an animal.
but this guy is Cleveland. He is tough, blue collar, no bullshit. First round in the motherfucking dog pound, calling that
Front
shit out.
row.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. First row. I said first fucking row, didn't
I
I?
thought you said first round.
No, first row in the fucking dog pound. You know, fucking in your face, root with the fucking dog bones and the whole 9 yards.
Ugh.
This guy is fucking Cleveland. Mad respect out to our buddy fucking Steve Bliss tonight.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
He loves baseball, so
It's funny
it's
too.
always something fun to
Before
talk
we
about.
went to our first home opener, him and I, we talked about it for about 4 years. We should go to one. We should go, and we finally did, and the rest is history.
Right.
That's it.
All you gotta do is get rid of fucking Tom Hamilton and Cleveland's hole, right? Where's Herb Score when you need him?
Oh, well, he's dead.
Well, for those of you that made it through the entire show tonight, thank you very much. This is our baseball show. If you didn't enjoy it, well, this is why nobody watches baseball anymore.
That's
hey,
right.
thanks to our good friend Jake for keeping things down with his little heart lamp back there.
Yeah, you
on
can
the
fire
Jake
it up
cam.
anytime you're
one,
ready there.
One more time on the Jake cam for
Jake
tonight.
Cam one last time.
Woo! Hey, thanks for the ride along. Any shout outs for tonight?
We got nothing.
We got nothing. One more for our good friends at the Wadsworth
Oh.
Brewing Company.
WBC, baby.
Thanks again for coming through for
I was
us
just
tonight.
finishing off, what was it? The Hammers? What was it?
Ring of Hammers.
Ring of Hammers.
Ring of
That's some
Hammers.
good
That's
shit.
right. So we'll see you next time you guys come back with us. Thanks
All
a
right.
lot for tagging along.
That's right.
Baseball season is fun.
It is good. And it's amazing that it's such a marathon, but it's over so fast.
Hey, but thank the UFC because it bridges the gap between the NFL and Major League Baseball. Thank you to our friends at the UFC. Thank you to Jake for making us sound and look so good.
And bringing some beer down.
Yeah. Thank you to you for being the member of our show that can fit into a normal sized jersey.
Hey,
Way to go,
you know?
Good time?
That's what I do.
Not me. I'm out. Hip hip, motherfuckers.
Cheerio.